Hello everyone, Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent, welcoming you to this week's AEW Dynamite recap show. This week's Dynamite takes place at the Now Arena in Huffman Estates, Illinois, which I believe is a suburb of Chicago. Anyway, this will see Fallout show slash go home show or the after show, post show, all in show from England, and the go home show for All Out, which is this Sunday. And things just kind of seem just thrown together. Just kind of a mid show. Okay matches, but just a mid show. Like I said, it seems like this was thrown together. The card for this Sunday's been thrown together. Like, you know, yes, I'll say Southern Fried Championship Wrestling in Monroe, Georgia seems more organized than this sometimes. And that's a knock, not knocking Southern Fried. There's good little indie promotion in Georgia, but and there's some other ones too that are fairly well organized just in Georgia. Anyway, don't mean to get on a soapbox, but I did. Before I get started though, would like to ask you to be a champ and click on that subscribe button. Click the notification bell, leave a comment, say hello, let me know what you thought about Dynamite this week. Now, with all my babbling out of the way, let's let it rip. Okay, the first match of the night is Jon Moxley versus Commander. Moxley just gave him a boot to the face and started punching him. Not a huge fan of Commander. Yes, he does some cool stuff, the walk on the ropes, stuff like that. He got to dive in here, and I could swear the AI in easy mode on WWE 2K23 don't even give me that much time to jump off the top rope to the floor. And later on, Moxley made a comeback. Commander cut him off. Did the walk on the ropes for 50, but landed on Moxley's knees. Pile driver for 2. Rear naked sleeper, then the cross armbar. Made Commander tap. Moxley pretty much had control of this match. That's what it needed to be, kind of Jon Moxley running over him because he's going to get the shot at the AEW International title come All Out. That's all depending on who wins the match between Orange Cassidy and Penta Zero. I can't pronounce his whole name, I'm sorry. In the main event tonight. But yes, so Jon Moxley goes in to All Out, all hot, ready to go. Next. Alright, now it's time for Chris Jericho for his promo, talking about what a great weekend he had, not only professionally, but in his band also, Fozzy. He apologized to Sammy Guevara for pushing him. He lost a match against Will Ospreay, so he was kind of in his feels a little bit. Advised Sammy come down. They kind of talked it out. He apologized, thinking Sammy didn't do enough to help him win. They traded the, maybe you should have and maybe you should have. Then they made up again. Now they're going to be tagging up. The Sex Gods back together again. Going to go after the tag straps come next week. Or start to climb that ladder to get a shot at the tag straps come next week. Next. Alright, next match here is Wheeler Yuta versus Eddie Kingston, and this is for Eddie Kingston's New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. Not an AEW, not even a Ring of Honor. This is a New Japan Championship that's been defended on AEW television. It is what it was. I was actually kind of surprised. Probably one of the more decent Eddie Kingston matches. Wheeler does pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I don't hate him. I don't hate anybody, but I don't dislike him. He's just there. He worked on the arm. Kingston got in a dive. Then Eddie Kingston will no-sell Hulk up for 2 backhand shots to Wheeler Yuta, and he gets the win and keeps this championship. Claudio Castagnoli came out, grabbed Yuta, and went to the back with him and did not look at Eddie Kingston, and Eddie Kingston mad about that. Next. All right, now it's Adam Cole's turn to come out, thank the fans, and say what a wonderful time he had in England. He got to win the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships with his best friend MJF, but came up short and defeating MJF for the AEW World Title. Out comes Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. This was cringe, especially the Roderick Strong stuff. I mean, really, it is very cringe. Um, Gosh, how much worse could it have been if he stayed in WWE? Anyway, Strong is entering a tournament to get a shot at the AEW title. Uh, they reminded him that, hey, you used to be one of us. Then became, Bullet Club to get some of that merch money. And you come here, you like to latch on people, and they kind of brought up some history there. Um, that's about it. Next. Alright, now it's for a trios ladies match. You got Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker going against Nyla Rose, Marina Shafir, and Ann Sakura. Hopefully I got that name right. What's what it was. Shida had her team out up front to begin with, tagged to Baker, then some shenanigans, heat on Baker, then everyone gets involved. Baker accidentally super kicked Shida, which you seen it coming because they kept acting like there was tension or we're cool or but not, that type of deal. So you knew that something like that was going to come. Didn't matter anyway. Statlander hit the cradle tombstone on Schaefer for the win for her team. Out comes Rio Soho. She gives Statlander a kick, grabs the belt, but leaves it right on the ramp and kind of says, hey, I'm gunning for it. Next. Alright, now it's time for the Acclaim. They came out. Matt Caster rapped. I take it he's another one of these people who lets a certain someone live rent free in their head. I get it. You don't like the person. Who cares? A lot of people don't like him. But anyway, has nothing to do with wrestling, kind of like his music. Anyways, they all cut a little promo. Hey, badass Billy Gunn is no more. He's back to daddy ass, unretired. Bowen, but Anthony Bowen was pretty entertaining though. I'll give him that. When he said, I think he said this was a house of ass time, and that coming out of him, I had some water, almost spit it out all over the place because that was funny. Anyway, they unveiled they got new pink scissor belts. Wow, exciting. Good for them. Glad they're champs, I guess. Who cares? Next. All right, now it's time for your main event. It is Penta versus Orange Cassidy. Two guys I definitely enjoy watching. I get it. You got some lucha stuff in there. International Championship match, and the winner of this match will go on to face Jon Moxley and defend the international title at All Out again against Jon Moxley. After a series of flips, rolls, arm drag sweeps, Penta gets the advantage. After catching Cassidy, showing off the strength a little bit and threw him into the rails. Like I said, he blocked the suicide dive on doing that. Like I said, lots of lucha stuff, dives, spot fest. There was one spot there, where Cassidy blocked the arm snap by putting his hands in his pockets. Let me tell you, Jim Cornette's going to love this match. You had them no-selling Canadian destroyers. They each gave each other a Canadian destroyer, no-sold it, and Cassidy hit one, and they both fell down. Penta would hit the Fair Factor pile driver on the apron for a 2 count because Cassidy grabbed the ropes. Finally, Penta got the arm snap maneuver in there. Fair Factor cradle pile driver again, only for a 2 count. Penta, what's going on? which gave Orange Cassidy the opportunity to lock in that crucifix 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be Orange Cassidy against John Moxley at All In for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy grabbed a chair, cut a promo, said he's there every week. He's going to wrestle every week. He's banged up and bruised, but he's still there. He's going to have that title forever, and he's Orange Cassidy, and he has no catchphrase. Then John Moxley came out. They got face to face. Cassidy took kind of smacked him a little bit, but Moxley no-sold it, but didn't retaliate. And the cameras went off. Everybody went home. Like I said, mid-show, nothing spectacular. Just looks like just matches are kind of just thrown together, and here we are. We're going to have a pay-per-view. And since it's a holiday weekend, I don't have to work Monday. I'll probably be checking this out. I'm already calling my buddies, say, hey, y'all want to come over and watch this indie show with no budget? Let's go. And they're all in for it. Anyway, that does it for me this week for AEW Dynamite Recap Show. Hope you folks enjoy. Again, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. Drop a comment, even just tell me hello, right? Or tell me what you thought about this week's AEW show. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy.
We here at RP Tube Vision would like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also check out friends of the show Ecolife and Natural for home-crafted candles, hand cloth, and other home and personal goods. Look them up on Facebook. Link will be available below the video. That is Ecolife and Natural.